Reading Recovery is an early intervention programme designed to significantly reduce the number of children who are falling behind with their reading and writing. The focus around Reading Recovery is child-centred. It's bespoke. It's like a specific, tailored programme for every child. Essentially, the teacher is supported to create effective decisions around what the child is doing. The Reading Recovery children are between the ages of 5 and 6, maybe 6.5. And really it's after 1 year of schooling that we look out to see, are there gaps forming in their learning? We can never say for sure if that child will fall behind. We can never say for sure if that child will catch up. So the notion of the early intervention is get in before anything actually happens. You know, children within Reading Recovery, teachers come to the centre at least 22 times during their training year, and they're not learning step-by-step procedures. What they're learning is the skills of how to teach, how to observe in a way that they make effective teacher decisions. There's a responsibility on the teacher to help the child to learn at a pace that's 5 times faster than the average learner. Now that's a very unusual thing to ask teachers to do, especially when they're working with the lowest achieving children, because the lowest achieving children are considered to be slow learners. And what often happens in a learning support environment is we slow down for the child. Clay has always argued that Reading Recovery requires the teacher to make such effective decisions that she's working only at the child's zone of proximal development and zone of actual development. Therefore, the child can be asked to work at a very, very fast pace. I suppose the other part of Reading Recovery that's very important is it doesn't teach any component of reading, writing and our language in an isolated fashion. It pulls them all together, just like your tree analogy, and it ensures that phonics is not done in an isolated way. Comprehension is not done in an isolated way. We provide children with massive opportunities to read books at their levels and to write lots and lots of meaningful sentences. We provide opportunities for children to have meaningful conversations, and teachers are often working in that area. What does it look like to have a meaningful conversation? And through all of that, the children develop an ability to read and write at the average of their class and their chronological age within about 20 weeks. Reading Recovery is interesting insofar as it's available in almost all the English-speaking countries across the globe. The most effective piece of research that we have to date is a piece of research from America, from a group called What Works Clearinghouse. Now they have found that with the I3 scale up that has happened with Reading Recovery in America in the last 3 or 4 years, they have found that Reading Recovery has been proven to be an effective early intervention. Another piece of research from New Zealand shows us that children maintain their gains from Reading Recovery at least 3 years down the line only if schools have in place some certain elements. Some of those elements would be a joined up thinking within the school, that it is very much championed by the principal, that the Reading Recovery teachers are enabled to attend continuous professional development and so on, and that the practices within the classroom support the types of practices that go on in Reading Recovery. So when, for instance, isolated teaching practices around phonics perhaps might not be as used as maybe a whole class approach or a whole balanced literacy approach, shall we say.